Your team is working hard. They're motivated. They want to do a job. They really care. And yet, somehow, they are missing the big picture.
So let's start. Let's dive in. Practical tools, the #1 strategy for tough conversations. Sorry. Let's try that again. There we go. So in the Google example, the video was talking about that need for structure and clarity. That helps us avoid the need for them in the first place.
So this is my son, Ben, and it was Ben's last marching band game of the season, his senior year in high school. And he asked me to come take pictures, which is a great job for me because I am a mother who loves her son but cannot stand sitting through an entire football game. So I only have to show up at halftime. And so I pull up, and the marching band is coming around the track, and I hear the cadence, and I throw my heels in the back of the truck. I run down the grassy field. I set up my tripod right on the 50-yard line, and I start taking pictures. Oh, and I get some great ones. I get him and his love interest crossing right in front of one another. Yeah, so I go home, I put it all into Photoshop, I do all the lighting just right, get everything cropped. I even put it into a PowerPoint presentation. And he walks in the door from the diner after the game, and I'm flipping through, and I say, Ben, look at this. And he's going, uh-huh. All right. Yeah, all right, I'll give it, that one's pretty good. But Mom, did you get a picture of the guitar? And I said, Benjamin, you play mellophone. He says, no, in the last 16 measures, the entire band marches into a formation of a giant electric guitar. Did you get a picture of that? I had completely missed the big picture. Has that ever happened to you? You're working hard. Your team is working hard. They're motivated. They want to do a job. They really care. And yet, somehow, they are missing the big picture. One good conversation about expectations can prevent 14 why didn't you conversations. If Ben had said to me, Mom, the most important thing you can do is get a picture of that guitar, what would I have done differently? I would not have been down at the 50-yard line. I would have been up in the stands. I wouldn't have had a big telephoto lens. I would have had my phone. So that's what we want to talk about when you're focusing on having important conversations. The very best way you can do that is to avoid them by being very clear on the expectations. And we call that minding the most important thing, being very clear about what's most important.
Mind the MIT, winning well for most important thing. 90% of the conflicts, the conversations that we're called in to help organizations with, 90% of them in our work come down to misunderstanding and expectation. So the question for you as you think about your conversation, the one that we asked you to think of just for a moment, is what's the guitar? What's the big picture? Are both parties aligned on what that looks like? One of the ways that we ask this question when we come into organizations is we'll start talking with folks, the CEO, mid-level managers, somebody who's been there 8 weeks through orientation. Our starting question, what does success look like for this company, for your team? In the highest performing organizations, everybody answers that question the same way. There's alignment around what success looks like. Everybody's pulling towards the same thing. What does success look like in terms of the conversations that your managers are struggling with, in terms of the behaviors that they're asking their people to implement?
Thanks for watching. Contact us to book a keynote or to talk more about how we can help you grow leaders in your organization.
And if you enjoyed this video, hit like or hit subscribe so you can get more practical leadership inspiration.